He's getting older.
Champagne room.
Oh, hit the volume.
But not wiser.
Bonerama.
This is The Lefty Show.
Welcome, everybody, to The Lefty Show. I am your host, Lefty. Glad to be here with all of you today, which is Tuesday, the 2nd of September, in the year of our Spaghetti Monster 2014. Welcome on, welcome all to The Lefty Show, episode number 83. Hope to put on a good show for you today. I thank everybody for watching, liking, favoriting, and subscribing on YouTube. YouTube.com/LeftyOX is where you can go to find the show. I thank everybody that has been sharing the show with friends, family, and co-workers. You're helping the show grow every time you do so, and I greatly appreciate it. You can find the show wherever you get your podcasts, Android, iOS, or the iTunes Store. Wherever you get your podcasts, just search The Lefty Show, and you'll be sure to find us there and subscribe. Download all the episodes at your leisure. Thank you to everybody following me on Twitter at Lefty643. And, of course, thanks to everybody that's been donating. I'mRaising.com/643 Productions is where you can go to do that. That's I'mRaising.com/643 Productions. There's been a lot more yesterday. We talked about the celebrity nudes leaked, and like I said, I'm pretty sure we've seen Justin Verlander's penis. His penis. And that has since been, I believed it was his iCloud account that, quote, got hacked or somebody gained access to. And further reports of this whole thing have at least centered on iCloud being the culprit. Not for all the pictures, because they're spread across perhaps as long as a couple years. These pictures were taken by some of the celebrities, by the own admission of celebrities affected. But the main culprit now appears to be iCloud. And look, there was a security breach, or there was a security exploit in the iCloud services whereby you could throw any number of passwords, any number of login attempts at the iCloud Find My iPhone login screen without the system locking you out. And that was a security flaw, okay. And Apple should probably have been, that exploit probably existed since the first incarnation of iCloud. And Apple probably should have been on the ball with realizing, hey, we've got this surface that we're trying to make secure, our security surface, and there's this gaping hole where you can throw an unlimited number of login attempts at this screen, at this login, at this point of entry, possible point of entry to people's private files. And that's on Apple, and they should have known. Okay, you know what else? And I touched on this yesterday, but I just really want to drive it home. I really got to drive this home. Don't back up your nude pictures to a cloud hosting service. Don't do it. You may as well put it on a website and hope nobody finds the website. That's what you're doing. When you put your promiscuous files, don't put them in Dropbox, don't upload them to Mega, don't back them up to the cloud. Don't do it. Celebrities, take a little active role in your own security. Okay? I mean, I get that there's a line past which people should not cross. There is a private life, even for people that trade on their name, on their face, on their body, on their sexuality, even porn stars. There's a point past which they have a private life. And no neckbeards of the internet. You can't just be in everybody's crap because, I want to. No. At some point, you have to let these people be humans. Because even though they're putting themselves out in the public eye and trying to be celebrities and being celebrities and trading on their name, trading on their likeness, trading on their celebrity in and of itself, you got to let them be humans. on some level. And humans like to take naughty pictures of themselves. We've done it ever since we invented video, photography, moving video. We've made porn. Porn has been in existence pretty much since the dawn of video. You give humans cameras, they're going to start taking pictures of their genitals. That's just what they're going to do. That's what we do. The first thing you do when you hand a human a camera, you just assume they're going to point it at their genitals. And you put a camera, and that's when cameras were big and bulky, and they had to have so much film, and there's so much light, all the light you needed to light a shot with turn-of-the-century photography and videography. You needed so much light. And we still made porn. People still filmed themselves doing things, and there was a business behind filming people doing things, and we made it happen. That was when cameras were big and bulky, and it was a pain in the ass to lug cameras around, even for the purpose of watching people do the dirty. But now, cameras are everywhere. Cameras are everywhere. I could go to Target right now. I could wrap this show and go to Target and find a camera for probably under $600 that'll do 1080p 60 frames per second video. Go to Target right now and do it. And it'll be the size of a credit card. Maybe a little bigger. Size of my wallet. And I'll just go around, yeah, 1080p 60 for $500, $600. And not only that, every camera you have, what is the Samsung? The Samsung Galaxy S5 has like a 17 megapixel rear-facing camera and like a 2.5 or 3 megapixel front-facing camera. There's cameras in everything, and they're really good cameras. You have to assume humans are just going to take pictures of their naughty bits, and now with the advent of the internet, they're going to send them to people. You've got Snapchat. Hey, look at these. It totally doesn't. They totally delete it, right? I mean, right? And here's the other thing. Kids, celebrities too, but kids, don't use Snapchat to send pictures of your genitals to people. Don't do it. Those pictures don't get deleted. They don't. And if you think they do, you're an idiot. Those pictures don't get deleted. The pictures of your boobs, the pictures of your penis, they don't get deleted off the servers. They're there. You may think they are. Hell, even the terms of your agreement, the terms of use with Snapchat may say that we delete everything after 15 seconds or whatever the parameter is. No, they don't. It's there. So don't put your genitals on the internet unless it's like the rule that we've learned now with Ferguson, Missouri, and the cop officer go bleep yourself.
You gotta be bleeping me.
That guy. And everybody said, well, it's so awful. It's so awful that these officers are doing this. I mean, and you had former military guys on the news shows saying, well, you don't point your gun at something you're not prepared to engage, something you're not prepared to shoot and kill. Right? That's one of the principles of owning a firearm. Don't point your gun at something unless you are prepared to shoot it and perhaps kill it. And especially, police officers are taught shoot to kill, and they have hollow point ammunition and Teflon coated crap. And they have all this stuff. And well, you're what? Protect and serve, huh? But shoot to kill with hollow point ammunition and Teflon coated 5.56 rounds? Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, I wonder why you're all about MRAPs and all that stuff now. But I digress. Similarly, don't put your naughty bits on the internet. Don't back it. And this is included because the cloud is on the internet. You may think it's private. You may hope it's private. You may put up all these barriers to getting into that and to seeing it, but just assume it's on the internet. If you put it on the internet, assume it's on the internet, and somewhere, sometime, somebody's going to find it. Celebrities said they deleted pictures years ago, and now they're part of this dump of celebrity nude pictures. Don't put your crap. Don't back up your naughty photos to the cloud. How hard is that? Really? Do you really? And I want to know, what is the practicality of backing up your naughty photos to the cloud, to the iCloud, to whatever kind of cloud, Dropbox, anything. Like, do you really, is having a picture of Justin Verlander's gonads really that important? And why, second of all, Justin Verlander, why are you saving pictures of your own penis? Why are you saving pictures of your own penis? Why are you putting your penis pictures on iCloud? What are you doing? You see it every day. You don't need to save pictures of it. And if you're going to say, well, they're for my girlfriend, Kate Upton, I screwed that up a few times yesterday. Kate Hudson and Kate Upton. I don't know why. I guess the sound, they're similar. Well, they're for my girlfriend, modeling superstar Kate Upton. Doesn't she see it every day too? Whenever you're together. What are you doing? You're two beautiful rich people. You're not going out, oh, let's look at the sunset. No, you're going in for the She sees it. She is not in need of your penis pictures to the point that they need to be backed up to a cloud from which she can grab whenever she wants. From which oh, well, you know what I need right about now? Oh, crap, I wiped my phone. But lucky for me, old Justin saved pictures of his penis onto the cloud, so I can just go to his cloud account and, penis pictures, yay! You don't need to do that. Whatever need you think, whatever way you're going to try to convince yourself that you need to have, I need to have these nude pictures on the internet. No, you don't. Unless you want people to find them, and then they will, and then everybody's going to talk about you, and everybody's going to know what it's like, and you're probably not going to get as much posing for Playboy as you would have had you just waited a little bit. But all right. And also, and this is more of like a security thing, because my guess is that, comedy bits aside about Justin Verlander needing to back up and save on the cloud pictures of his penis, my guess is that many of these celebrities didn't know what they were doing. That's my guess. My guess is that iCloud backing up to the cloud is a pop-up opt-out thing. Probably in the new iteration of iOS, if you have a brand new iPhone, and of course, who's going to have a brand new iPhone if not rich young celebrities, tech-savvy or supposedly tech-savvy celebrities? It's probably that they were backing these things up to the cloud without even knowing it. Every time they would hook up their little thing to hook up their iPhone to the computer. Is that how it still works? I don't know. Get off my lawn. Every time they would hook up their thing to the computer, they would be backing up their phone to the cloud. And they think that's good. Oh, I'm backing up my phone. But what Apple didn't tell them is that it was backing up their phone to the cloud and everything on that phone, including the naughty pictures of your girlfriend or your penis and your butt, which is surprisingly just pretty good, on par with your starlet girlfriend. So my guess is that a lot of these celebrities that were putting their risque, provocative photos on the cloud, on the security exploitable cloud service offered by Apple, I bet you they didn't know. It's just, hey, the phone's going to do this for you. And if you want to opt out of cloud backup, well, you have to go into this setting, change this, do this, turn around 3 times and, say Sandman. And then, no more cloud backup. It's one of those things probably where Apple just opts you in. You're just opted into it. And you have to go through and search and try to find a way to opt out. And I want to say this, Apple, every company, please stop opting people into things that they have no idea what they're doing, because they don't know what they're getting themselves into. They don't know. Because again, you should know as Apple, you're giving people these little phablet phone things with cameras on them. They're going to point them at their genitals. And then your phone's going to automatically back them up to the cloud. Don't opt them into that. They don't know what they're doing. They have no idea. They're just, back it up. Okay. Oh, I guess that goes to the cloud thing. Oh, cool. You're just adding things and opting people in and opting them in and opting them in. No, I don't want, on this new app, and this is to app designers, everybody, software designers. No, I don't know. Does anybody really, when you download, is it Adobe? Is it Adobe or Java? When you update, it says, do you want to install the ask.com toolbar? And it automatically checks you in. No, I don't want that. And has anybody ever accidentally installed that and go, oh, damn it, I got to find it again? That's the kind of crap I'm talking about. Or maybe it's with Java, it's McAfee, and with Adobe, it's the ask.com toolbar. Maybe it's the ask.com toolbar, ask.com. That's a different toolbar, a better toolbar for a better tomorrow. But the ask.com toolbar, I think it's Java, and McAfee is with the Adobe update. I don't want it. I don't want this. Why are you opting me into it? Now, it's easy for me to opt out, but, you hand a celebrity, a drunken, perpetually drunken, coked out starlet celebrity a brand new iPhone with which he's going to immediately point it at her and her boyfriend's genitalia. And then you have to, okay, well, if you don't want it to back up to the cloud, you have to find it to opt out. You have to go find it to opt out. You have to go find into the settings to find a way to opt out. You know how hard it was for me to find out how to opt out of the Amber Alert crap? I want to opt out of it. I don't want this. Why am I hearing about Amber Alerts on my phone? Get that crap out of here. And you have to, and it's not as simple as, first of all, it opts you in. Oh, well, you're opted into this now. You're going to get them. What if I don't want to get them? What if I don't want to back up my crap to the cloud? Shouldn't it be opt in rather than opt out? So just a quick message to web and tech developers out there. Don't opt people into stuff. Now, I was outside smoking a cigar yesterday, and I was reading through articles on my phone, and I came across something in USA Today that was, it was an op-ed, or it wasn't an opinion piece. It was more of like a human interest story. But it was about the equality of women in the construction workforce. And I started reading this because my antennae, my liberal crap antenna were up. Because women in construction, I wonder what they're going to talk about. Is it there are enough women in construction? Is it the actual physical realities and shortcomings of the female physique as applied to the grudging work, the grudging physical labor of construction? Is it that? Is it a treatise on perhaps how there's an upper limit of how many women can work in construction given their physical limitations, given their real physical limitations when compared to the average male physique? Is that going to be the story? No, it's not. It wasn't. I know you got excited. It wasn't. This is the story. Few women in construction, recruiting efforts rise. And it starts out, Janice Moreno graduated from college with a degree in English literature, but never landed a job paying more than $12 an hour. Now, at 36, she's back in the classroom in safety glasses and a t-shirt, learning how to be a carpenter, which is good. You go get yourself a skill. Go learn a trade. It's great. It's actually really good. The story starts out strong. Oh, this woman, got a degree. English literature it's not STEM, but it's not like she majored in medieval history or something like that. English literature, you could be an English teacher, right? I think that's a path to it. But apparently it didn't work out because the job market's awful. All right. But now she's learning her skill. All right, that's cool too. Good. The next paragraph, though, is if Moreno's 6-week training program in New York City leads to a full-time job, she'll have bucked long odds. On this Labor Day weekend, ponder the latest federal data. Oh, I love it when it think on this, men. About 7.1 million Americans were employed in construction-related occupations last year, and only 2.6% were women. That percentage has scarcely budged since the 1970s, while women have made gains since then in many other fields. Even in firefighting, where they historically were unwelcome, women comprise a greater share of the workforce at 3.5%. I want to read that because here's where it starts to go off the rails. Even in firefighting, where they historically were unwelcome. That makes it sound as though the male firefighters would not accept the female firefighter, which was probably true in a handful of cases, but also there's that thing about not being able to do the work. How's that? Huh? Can you deadlift 250 pounds? Somebody that's dying of smoke inhalation and they can't pick themselves up. You're in a burning building. Can you, a female, walk in and deadlift 250 pounds and firemen carry them out of a building? No, then you can't do the work and you're unwelcome. I'm sorry, but this is firefighting. There are practical realities of doing the job. One of which is you got to be able to lift heavy things. And just to say, oh, well, we need more women in firefighting is to say we need more firefighters who cannot do the work. That's what you're saying. Well, there's more women in firefighting now. Aren't you happy? No, because odds are they can't do the work. I'm sorry. Listen, it's nice that you're a special little lotus flower snowflake. I get it. You probably spend a lot of time at the gym. Of course, there are the Amazonian women who can just, they can kick my ass. Okay, not every female firefighter is Ronda Rousey. Rousey? I think I said that right? It's not Rousey. Not every single one. They're the female firefighters who just simply can't do the job. Ronda Rousey, I'm going to say it both ways just because I want to get one of them right. Ronda Rousey could do the job of a male firefighter because she's just a big, strong woman. Just got a lot of muscle. I don't know the genetics of it or the chemical mixture or the hormone mixture. I don't know. Does that mean she's probably got a little bit more testosterone than your average woman? I don't know. But genetically, chemically, she is able to build and maintain muscle mass and sculpt her muscles so that she's incredibly powerful, incredibly more powerful than your average woman could be. 2 to 3 standard deviations away from what the average woman can do. Can do and do with their bodies. Probably. I'm just, guessing, but it seems reasonable. Okay, if all female firefighting applicants were they were statistical outliers in their physique, all right, you got me, because you are effectively a male in terms of what you can do, how much you can lift, the work you can do, how much power you can exert, all these things. But I'm guessing not all of them were statistical outliers. And even then, there were people when there was this push 10 years ago. I was in high school. There was a large push to get women in firefighting. And one of the things that pundits said, and one of the things that the advocates of getting more women in firefighting were saying is, well, you have to lower the physical standards of being a firefighter so that we can allow more women in. And I'm like, that doesn't change the job. Just because you let more women in doesn't mean there's bound to be less fat people that you got to carry out of burning buildings. Or that doesn't change the weight of the load-bearing beam that falls on your compatriot and you got to lift it off to pull them out or they're going to die. It doesn't change any of that. But, we got to have women. And so I'm incredibly wary of, we have to have more women because we need more women. Now, this article continues and goes even more off the rails. Why the low numbers in an industry abounding with high-paying jobs that don't require a college degree? Reasons include a dearth of recruitment efforts aimed at women and hard-to-quash stereotypes that construction work doesn't suit them. They're hard to quash because you can't do a lot of the work. You can't. The article goes on to talk about how there's a welding program now to get to become a certified welder, and it's sponsored by the union and paid for by all the people that pay into the union. And you get a certified welding job. You get to pay union dues. That's why the unions are all happy about it. Because everybody, the unions are backing this program to get more women into the workforce. No, they're getting more union members to pay union dues. And hell, if the government, because the government is funding and private charities are funding a lot of these workshops that get women, or these teaching seminars that get women certifications in union paying jobs. If the union can teach people to be certified welders and carpenters, certified laborers and union members, but other people are going to pay for the training, and the union doesn't have to do anything except get more union members and collect more union dues and benefits to pay into the pension and all that. What do you think the union's going to say? It's not about women. The union probably really doesn't want women because, well, when you're welding steel, you need to do a lot of work. You gotta move a lot of steel. Oh, well, the women are one of the prerequisites is the woman has to be able to carry 50 pounds. 50 pounds. 50 pounds. That's the prerequisite to be a certified welder. In a construction site where you're welding steel and other things as well, but primarily steel, where you're going to be welding that crap, well, you have to be able to lift 50 pounds. See, the women can do it too. 50 pounds? Go. I want people to, this isn't necessarily a one-to-one analogy, but go get a bucket, get a pail, your standard bucket that you get from Ace Hardware or something, and just go find a thing of stone. Just a big stone too, if you want, not pebble and fill it all the way up. You can find medium-sized stone and fill it up in a bucket, and then try to lift that bucket. You feel how heavy that is? Way more than 50 pounds, bordering on 100. What do you think steel weighs? What do you think a big slab of steel weighs when you're slugging it around a job site? Yes, the stereotypes that construction work doesn't suit women is hard to quash because it's a reality in many areas. Yeah, you can flip the signs all you want, sure. Flip the road signs, slow and stop, and you get paid the exact same as your male counterparts that are doing other jobs. Okay. Are you going to be lugging around? I mean, I did demo. I was in the construction related business. I did demo on foreclosed homes. You know how many women and there weren't any women working with me. Weren't any women even trying because it's really hard work. Because you work 12 hours, 14 hours a day, just breaking stuff and carrying it out. It's hot, and you're in foreclosed homes, so they're pieces of crap anyway. And you got to lift out steel. You got to lift out appliances, washers, dryers, refrigerators, sometimes with food in them that's been there for months. It's a hard job. 50 pounds? And 50 pounds is, 50 pounds is good enough. Oh, no, it's not. Let me tell you, talking about physical labor on a construction site, albeit it was demo, 50 pounds, really low. Really low. And I wasn't working with steel. I wasn't welding steel, trying to move it around and get it into place and then cut it and weld it and all this stuff. Sure, a woman is perfectly capable of understanding all the things that go into welding, all the intricacies, all the, you got to do this kind of weld if you want this, or, if you want to do, you want a 90 degree, 45, this is going to be a load bearing weld. So you need to do this kind of thing and all this stuff. Perfectly capable. They're not inferior mentally. Of course not. But construction is not just mental labor. It's really primarily physical labor. And when it comes to being able to exert yourself physically, men are just on average going to be better. So why do we need more women who are, on average, inferior physically to men? Why do we need them in construction? I don't want them in construction. And I find it odd, too. I find it, very interesting. Very interesting that this article talks about women that are trying to get jobs union-backed, private fundraising backed for the workshops and the schooling, and then union backed in terms of, yes, we'll get you in the union once you get your certification. They're going after being a welder, being a carpenter. There's need to be more women in construction. Certified welders in a union make a lot of money. If you're a certified welder in a union, you're making really, really, really good money. Really good money. Carpenter, up there too. As a carpenter in a union, you're making damn good money. Why aren't there women clamoring to lug around garbage and hang sheetrock on a construction site? Where's the article saying, no, we need more women in construction, and we don't care where they go. They can be certified welders and be the cream of the crop on the construction site, and they can be the carpenters with the union-backed job, but we'll also take women lugging garbage and hanging sheetrock. We'll also take women. We also need to get women in demo jobs. We need to get women lugging appliances out of foreclosed homes in the dead of summer, the dead heat of summer. We need women everywhere. I see a whole lot of, well, we need women in the top positions of construction work. We need a lot more women there. Well, what about all the garbage and sheetrock and the demo? Where's the clamoring to get women in there? Well, that's, you're lowering the bar for, you can't do that. Seems to me like, we need more women in the workforce. All right, sure. Okay. We need more women in construction. It's pretty, I don't know. You sure about that? I mean, you mean everywhere, right? You need women in all facets of construction, especially physical labor, because, everybody can do it, or everybody is capable of doing it to some degree, right? I mean, it's hard work. It's really hard work, but it's a job and you get paid and the check's clear, and that's good, right? So more women in physical labor, right? Well, no, we need more certified welders that are women and carpenters in a union's position. That's what we need women in. Well, then why aren't you also clamoring for women in the really tough positions? The really tough positions. The hanging the sheetrock, lugging brick, cleaning up garbage around the construction site. Where are the bleeding hearts to get women in those positions? I don't see them and I don't hear them. Makes me wonder, maybe you're just about the ends rather than actual equality. You just want women in high-paying jobs, not the opportunity for women to actually be in construction. You just want to shoehorn them into the best positions. I read an article, and it's pervasive in our society. It's not just a gender issue. It's an incredible thing, because sometime in my life, equal opportunity became equality of outcome. It used to be equal opportunity. That used to be where the discussion ended. Society, coupled with the government, will get you in the door for that interview. Will get you in the door to submit your resume or audition or do this or that, anything. They will get you the opportunity to buy that house, the opportunity to get that job, the opportunity to get that loan, the opportunity to go to that school. That school will read your application and decide based on you whether you are apt for whether you are acceptable or to be receiving admission. That used to be it, and that's it. And that's it. We'll get you the opportunity. Everybody should have an equal opportunity to do these things. Okay. All right. I like that. And then society, as I thought, society and government will wash their hands and say, now it's up to you. And let the chips fall where they may. Here we go. We're going to get everybody onto this. We're going to level the playing field, but then you actually have to play the games. That's what I thought the metaphor was. Well, we need to level the playing field. But you're still going to play the games, right? Oh, yes, of course, we're going to still play the games. Okay, all right, fine. Now I read in an op-ed talking about, and I have no love for Bill O'Reilly. It was a black guy, a black educated guy. I think he was an attorney, taking down Bill O'Reilly about white privilege and are there problems with the black community inherent with the black community or black culture and all this stuff, all these this deep issues concerning race and equality and privilege, all this stuff. But then the guy signed off the article by saying something, if we are going to have, the sentence started out, if we are going to have equality of outcome, something else. And my brain just clicked off. I'd read the whole thing and said, all right, well, you're kind of tap dancing around it's a lot of refusal to place accountability on the black community for perhaps the culture that they are more likely to ascribe to. it's a lot of, well, the white man does a lot of this in the white police force, which, yes, sure. A lot of black guys commit crimes. Black people commit crimes too. I mean, they committed the crimes, did they not? Unless you're trying to say that the convictions are racist, that were it not for racism, these people would get off scot-free in a pure justice system. Unless you're alleging that the justice system in and of itself and the manner by which we convict people of crimes is racist. Yeah, all right. If you want to say, well, there's more eyes on black people, so of course you're going to find more black people committing crimes. All right, but they still commit the crimes, right? I don't see you talking about that. But okay. You get to the end, equality of outcome. This is why I say, sometime in my life, it used to be people fighting for equal opportunity. And I could get behind that. Because I can get behind the woman saying, hey, let me show you, let me come to the job site for a day and let me show you what I can do on your construction site. Give me the opportunity to show you that I can do this construction job. And I have no problem with that whatsoever, because there are women who, by their genetics and hormone composition, can do the work of a man and can do the work better than men, better than the average male, probably. Sure. Of course, yes. So you need to give those people the opportunity. Everybody needs to have the opportunity to audition, to try out, to submit a resume, to be vetted for this job, for this education, for this loan, for this house, for this business loan, everything. I get it. I applaud it. It makes sense to me. But then you got to play the games. And then the training wheels come off. The training wheels come off once the gates open and the horses run out. They're no longer bound to be at the same line. They have the equal opportunity. They all start at the same line, but once those gates open, it's all on you. It's a meritocracy. Do you belong in this school? Do you belong in this house? Can you make the payments? Can you do this? Can you do that? That used to be what it was about. Equal opportunity got you to the jumping off point, but then it was on you to actually jump off. Now it's gotten to the point in our society where that's not enough anymore. It's not enough to have the opportunity to try to get the construction job. It has to be equality of outcome. You have to get the job too. And that's where I wipe my hands of the entire thing. That's where I say no more. No. You get equal opportunity, and that's it. You get the equal opportunity to have black guys in school, or black people going to college, black people in these jobs, black people getting loans, or if you want to make it a gender issue, or make it about gender, women in these jobs, women in construction, or women in business, women in high-powered business, women in schools. Okay, you get the opportunity to try out, and I get that we as a society need to ensure that opportunity to try, but the outcome is entirely on you. And to say that, no, we need equality of outcome is to then take it out of the hands of the people. Then that is direct evidence of the complete lack of accountability in our society today. Because, no, you have to have the ability to try out to get the job. But even if you can't do it because you're a woman, or because you're this, or because you're that, well, you just have to have it because. No accountability, no merit. No, well, you know what? Maybe you should take accountability for your own skills, your own abilities at what you do. No more. It's just, no, you should have the job because you're a minority, because you're a woman, because you're this, or because you're that. It's gone from equal opportunity to equality of outcome, and it's a damn shame. Let's do some news. We got some news to talk about today. Lots of good stuff. Justin Biebs. The Biebs! Oh, Bieber. Arrested in Ontario. A California town orders a police department to get rid of their MRAP vehicle. Chris Brown, speaking of defective humans, pleads guilty to assaulting a man. A Delta flyer demands that their plane land over a reclining seat. And statutory rape victim is forced to pay child support in the great state of Arizona. It's the news at Lefty. Let's talk about all the things. This is another story from USA Today. Statutory rape victim forced to pay child support. Dateline Phoenix. Nick Olivas became a father at 14, a fact he wouldn't learn for 8 years. While in high school, Olivas had sex with a 20-year-old woman. As he sees it now, she took advantage of a lonely kid going through a rough patch at home. Okay? He was 14 at the time. It's important. State law of Arizona says a child younger than 15 cannot consent with an adult under any circumstance, making Olivas a rape victim, statutory rape. But Olivas didn't press charges and says he didn't realize at the time that it was even something to consider. The two went their separate ways. Olivas, now 24, and living in Phoenix, graduated from high school, went to college, and became a medical assistant. Then, 2 years ago, the state served him with papers demanding child support. That's how he found out he had a then 6-year-old daughter. It was a shock, he says. I was living my life and enjoying being young. To find out you have a 6-year-old, it's unexplainable. It freaked me out. He said he panicked, ignored the legal documents, and never got the required paternity test. The state eventually tracked him down. Olivas now owes about $15,000 in back child support and medical bills going back to the child's birth, plus 10% interest. You have to pay juice? Okay. The state seized money from his bank account and is now garnishing his wages at $380 a month. He has become one of the state's 153,000 active child support cases, according to the Arizona Department of Economic Security Division of Child Support Services. My God. In May alone, payments were not made in 49% of those cases, according to the agency. Olivas's fear has turned to frustration. He wants to be in his daughter's life and is willing to pay child support going forward, but he doesn't think it's right for the state to charge him for fees incurred when he was still a child himself or for the years he didn't know the girl existed. And the article goes on talking about the Arizona Department of Economic Security oversees child support enforcement. Its written policy is to not exempt a situation like Olivas's from child support responsibilities unless the parent seeking child support has been found guilty of sexual assault with a minor or sexual assault. So now here's a guy, and also there is no statute of limitations on sexual assault in the state of Arizona. So even though this guy's 24 and he was statutorily raped at 14, he could press charges against the mother. And I'm guessing that the very fact that the child exists would be evidence that, oh yeah, yeah, that occurred. That kind of happened. Unless there's some crazy thing going on. Now, I just want to know, we're going to play our little game of Imagine Somebody Else Did It. Hi, welcome to another episode of Imagine Somebody Else Did It. The game show where we take roles and completely reverse them to see if the outcomes are still just as absurd. Now we have 24-year-old Nick Olivas living in Phoenix as a medical assistant. He is being charged $15,000, excuse me. My producer just said in my ear, $15,000 in back child support for a child he fathered when he was 14 years old. And according to Arizona state law, it is impossible under any circumstance for a child younger than 15 to consent to sex, making the sex that bore the child statutory rape with the then 20-year-old woman. Now, Olivas is on the hook for $15,000 again in back child support, seized money seized from his bank account, and there's a brick on his check to the tune of almost $400 a month. Now I ask you, I put it to our panel, imagine somebody else did it. That's right. Imagine in this case, it was a woman who at the age of 14 was raped by a 20-year-old man and for some reason decided to have the child. And then the child was taken from her, or she gave up the child to the biological father, only to find out 10 years down the road that she owed $10,000 in child support. Is it still absurd in our amazing game of Imagine Somebody Else Did It? Of course it's absurd. Imagine if just imagine in our society, the outrage. Not at the situation, okay? Not at the situation, because that's the low-hanging fruit, right? Imagine a girl was raped and then had to pay child support on the child that she had. Imagine the outrage at that. And the state of Arizona says, yep, you owe the child support. Imagine all the women's groups, all the liberal America, how the liberal America would be churning red with outrage at this. No. Imagine that this is directed at women. In Arizona, the Department of Economic Security oversees child support enforcement. Its written policy is not to exempt situations like Olivas's from child support responsibilities. Imagine the law was more explicitly including women. Imagine that written policy in the Arizona Department of Economic Security, which oversees child support payments, imagine their written policy, which is on file and it is public. Imagine they said, women, men and women will be on the hook for child support, and yes, they use the on the hook verbiage. Imagine it said men and women are responsible for child support payments even if they believe they are the victim of sexual assault, unless the person seeking child support is convicted of sexual assault. Imagine that's just the language. Imagine that's the language. Men and women, even if they believe they were the victim of sexual assault, are responsible for child support for that child unless the person seeking child support is convicted of sexual assault or some kind of other sexual crime. Imagine that. Would that stand? Would we be hearing from feminists saying, well, the point of child support is that it goes to the child, not to the rapist or not to the alleged rapist in this case? Is that would we be hearing about that? Would we be hearing it all about the child and the needs of the child? It would be no, oh my God, how pro-rape can you be that even if a woman is raped, she has to pay child support if by some way she needs to support the child? Imagine that. Would anybody, would liberal America, would any part of America, would any part of society, the world society, let that stand? I mean, crap, maybe in Somalia this kind of crap would go down and be all right. Maybe in India, where we'd be like, yeah, you know what, I like that. I like that. Everybody would be justifiably incredibly upset saying, oh, so a woman can get raped and still has to pay child support, then juice on the child support? That was the result of the child, that was the result of a rape, of a sexual assault? That's completely nonsensical. But it's a man. Screw it, right? It's a guy. Screw it, man. I mean, he had the sex. He got a how's your mother, or say hi to your mother for me. He was he was standing at attention the whole time, so he must have consented. He must have some way consented. Yeah, I know that the state says that it was statutory rape no matter what. I wonder how many people that would even think to defend this by saying, well, the child support is for the child. How many people that would defend the state of Arizona's actions here? I wonder how many people similarly railed against the Montana judge who gave probation to the 34-year-old teacher who was popping one of his students. I wonder how many people said, well, how dare you? How dare this judge do this? How dare this judge show leniency in this case? Probation, that's ridiculous. It was a 30-year-old man, and he was having sex with somebody who wasn't even of consenting age. That's statutory rape. He's a rapist. How dare you let this rapist go? And the judge said, well, given the evidence, I think this child was actually able to consent. This child was intellectually older than their biological age, or they were more mature than their biological age indicated. And people were so upset. Oh my God! But now it's a man. It's a man who was, quote, raped. And well, now you got to pay the child. It's about helping the child, really, not about helping the rapist. All right, so imagine somebody else said it. It's crap. Wouldn't stand. But now it's, well, if it was a woman, there'd be blood in the streets. Menstrual, of the menstrual variety. But it's a man? Well, child support is meant to help the child. All right, in other news, This is from CBC News Toronto. Justin Bieber faces assault, dangerous driving charges in Ontario. Canadian pop star Justin Bieber faces charges of assault and dangerous driving after a collision involving a minivan and an ATV in southwestern Ontario. Provincial police say the collision occurred Friday afternoon on Line 40 in Perth East Township. The driver of the ATV and an occupant of the minivan engaged in a physical altercation, according to a police news release. Bieber, 20, has been released on a promise to appear and is due to appear in a Stratford court on September 29th. OPP Sergeant, you know me. You down with OP? Are you down with OPP Sergeant Dave Rector? Dave Rector, are you down with OPP? You better be. Sergeant Dave Rector told CBC News that the other party involved in the altercation was not charged. Rector could not immediately confirm if Bieber was on the ATV or in the minivan. However, celebrity gossip website TMZ.com had published photos over the weekend of Bieber and singer Selena Gomez, his on-again, off-again girlfriend, riding on an ATV near Stratford. The township of Perth East is located nearby. The pop star grew up in Stratford area and rocketed to fame in his mid-teens. Bieber continues to tour and has more than 50 million followers on Twitter. Bieber has faced numerous legal issues on both sides of the border lately. Listen, Biebs, we need to have a career intervention. It's time. It's time for an intervention with Biebs. First of all, shave the stash. Just shave it, okay? I can tell you right now, you are one of us. You are one of us unlucky bastards who is not able to, for whatever reason, grow a significant amount of facial hair. And the little stash you're going with right now, it's awful. It really is. It really is awful. I know you're proud of it. Believe me, when I was in junior high, I was certainly proud of mine. It's not flattering. It's not good. It doesn't look nice, and you're not going to be able to ever grow anything that resembles an epic beard or epic facial hair. It's just not going to happen. You need to accept. Trust me, Justin. Trust me right now. You need to let this one go. Just let it go. You'll be happier for it. You need to put this dream to bed right now. Shave that crap off. Shave it all off. Also, stop fighting people. Just stop. Because honestly, Biebs, you're on the road to defective human. You are on the road to you are a defective human being. You're just broken. There's something just wrong with you that we should toss you aside, put you in a corner. I mean, you can still tour, but when you're done touring, you're going to come back and you're going to sit in a little box, and we're not going to let you out because you are just a broken human. You just can't help but be a bastard. You can't help but be a bastard. Speaking of broken humans, this is from The Guardian. Chris Brown has pled guilty to assaulting a man outside a Washington hotel. Chris Brown pleaded guilty on Tuesday to hitting a man outside a Washington hotel, an assault that occurred while the singer was on probation for attacking his then-girlfriend, Rihanna. Brown pleaded guilty to misdemeanor assault and was sentenced to time served. He spent 2 days in a Washington jail in this case. The Grammy-winning singer was arrested in October. The victim told police Brown hit him after he tried to get in a picture the singer was taking with 2 women. That's, again, when getting into an altercation while ATVing and when somebody trying to get into a picture that you're taking with 2 women turns into assault over and over and over again, you're just a broken human. Chris Brown is just broken. He's just defective. I would be okay with euthanizing Chris Brown. Just put him away. There's countless stories of police being called to altercations he was involved in. No charges filed, so there's no record of it officially. But tons of stories. Chris Brown punching people, just running around, just bam. What's your name? Bam. Oh, who are you? And that's just what he does. He's just a guy who just runs around punching people. And time again, including his girlfriend. Hey, Rihanna. Now come here and come back and let's go to bed. You made me do that. And he's been told time and time again by society, you know, Chris Brown, you really need to stop this. You can't just go around punching people. That's just, listen, I am for, in very narrow circumstances, punching people in the head and it'll be forgivable. Sometimes you just need to punch people in the head. You just got to punch them in the head. You just got to beat the ever-loving crap out of them. You've got to punch them as hard as you can sometimes because they are just being a real bastard, okay? I guarantee you Rihanna didn't do that. Rihanna didn't do it however many times you beat the crap out of her. The guy that was trying to take a picture with your biatches was not doing it also. These are not punching people in the head scenarios. You're just running around punching people. Bam, 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 bam. You need to stop. And we've told Chris Brown time and time again, you need to stop doing this. And he can't stop doing it. You're a defective human. Goodbye. We don't have to kill you, but we're going to send you someplace where the only person you can hurt now is yourself. We're just going to take you. You've had chances. You've had second chances. You've had third chances. It's been all played out in public. You've had public apologies. You've been shamed in public over and over and over again. Nothing ever changes. We're going to take you away. We're just taking you away now. You're done. You no longer get to play with the rest of society, Chris Brown. Effectively euthanized. We're not going to kill you. We're not going to deprive you of life. We're going to deprive you of liberty. Go ahead and here, play in this padded box for a while. Just calm yourself out. Same thing with Bieber. Listen, Biebs, this is more than just mischief. This is more than just mischievous teens running about trying to make sense of the world. This is just, you're on the road to, you've been told time and time again, hey, don't go punching people or don't go trying to punch people. Don't go trying to do that with your crazy baggy pants and your chains and your little Mexi stash, whatever you got going on there. Don't go around trying to do that to people. Stop. Stop. And also stop throwing eggs at their crap. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Also, don't drive like an idiot and don't drive high. You've been told all these things over and over again, and you still do it. Nothing changes. You're on the road to just being a defective human, Biebs. I got to say. All right, in our final news story, this is from ABC News. A Florida woman aboard a Delta flight flipped out after another passenger reclined her seat and demanded the airline immediately land the plane so she could get off, police said. So they did. The flight from New York's LaGuardia Airport to West Palm Beach was rerouted to Jacksonville late Monday, the airline confirmed. The third flight diversion caused by passengers fighting over reclining seats in about a week. Police removed the unruly passenger, Amy Fine of Boca Raton, from the plane, and after an interview, she was escorted to the rental car area and released without incident, according to a report from the Jacksonville Aviation Authority. Fine, 32, has not yet responded to a message from ABC News. Why are we landing planes because somebody says land this plane? Are we that much of a... I talked about just in the last segment about punching people in the head. And there are times where it's acceptable to just punch people in the damn head. Punch them in the head. Just run around. Oh, I'm crazy. I'm being crazy. I'm being a crazy person. You know what? We don't have time to mess around with this. We don't have time to just mess around with, oh, well, we need to land the plane because this person had their personal space all over a reclining seat on an airliner. But just, bam, punch him in the head. This would be one of those times we have become so much of a sissified society that some crazy woman freaks out about a reclining chair and nobody just just bangs her in the head. Just shut up. Just shut up. We got places to go. We're in an aluminum tube going 500 miles an hour. We don't have time for your crap about bitching about a reclining seat. We're just punch him in the head. Punch her in the head. Go ahead. I'm not filing charges against you. We need to have somebody, and it's a societal issue because we don't want to have, nobody wants to be that person. We're 9 days away from it right now. 9/11 was the first big incident of it. Unless you're a 9/11 truther and you know, it's like, oh, the Pegasus systems were on board. Oh God, the Pegasus system. Listen, if there's anybody, please, if there's any anti 9/11 truther out there listening to this show right now, thank you for sticking with this long with the show. I need a solid counter to the Pegasus system. There was apparently, and truthers go about saying there was some kind of Honeywell, I believe it's Honeywell Pegasus avionics system on board all of the planes involved in 9/11, and the truthers say that the CIA could have controlled them, and the 9/11 terrorists were just patsies. They thought they were going to do it, but the CIA was just going to really make sure that they did it. So I don't know how to counter that, but if you can point me to somewhere that says, yeah, this whole Honeywell Pegasus thing is utter crap, and here's a way to debunk it thoroughly, I'd appreciate it. But on 9/11, again, sans truther arguments, box cutters, 4 guys on a plane with a couple hundred people, 150? Call it. They weren't the 707s. They were 737s. 150 people, call it 120 even. 4 guys with box cutters. Go to a hardware store and look at a box cutter. Look at it. And imagine you are on a plane with 120 other adults. Figure 60 adult males. Let's call it, screw it. 40 adult males. You've got them outpaced by an order of magnitude. And 4 guys with box cutters are able to take over your plane, get into the cockpit, and do their thing. Box cutters. Now it's gone, and it's done nothing but get worse. Which, oddly enough, because on that fateful day in 2001. They had box cutters. They had weapons. It was like, it's gonna hurt. It might get kind of infected. It's gonna itch for a while. Like, it might go an inch deep into my skin. Even though there's 40 adult male humans on the plane, and 4 against 4 adult male humans with box cutters. So they had weapons. Now, smash cut to 2014, some crazy 32-year-old broad bitching and moaning about somebody reclining their seat into her space, and we land the plane. Oh God, land the plane. We got to find a place to land. Okay, reroute Jacksonville. Can we come in emergency approach? Okay. Oh God, what happened? Just punch the bitch in the face. Oh my God, I need to be able to recline my seat. Done. Shut up. Stupid. Here, I've got...
Cut that bitch off!
There's that one, and then...
Stupid bitch!
Just shut up! Make her shut up! Punch her in the face! This is a multi-million-dollar airplane, a tube of aluminum with jet fuel, going 500 miles an hour. She's crying about the seat. Just punch her in the face and shut her the hell up. All right, let's bring it home. Another great episode of The Lefty Show. I thank you all for joining. I had a great time putting on the show for you. I hope you had a great time listening. Thank you to everybody for watching, liking, favoriting, subscribing on YouTube. YouTube.com/LeftyOX is where you can go to listen to the show in its YouTube formation. You can also find gaming and vlog content there. YouTube.com/LeftyOX. Be sure to subscribe. Thank you to everybody for following me on Twitter. @Lefty643 is where you can do that. Stay up to date on all the latest and greatest Lefty Show news. Thank you to everybody that's been donating. I'm raising.com/643 productions. That's imraising.com/643 productions if you want to donate and help out the show. Thank you to everybody that's been sharing the show with friends, family, and coworkers, helping the show grow. Wherever you get your podcast, Android, iOS, or the iTunes store, search The Lefty Show. Be sure to subscribe. Anyway, guys, that's my time. I got to get out of here. Thank you for joining. I'll catch you next time. I'm out. Bye.
I don't give a fuck what you think, bitch!